Sorry for it got delayed. There was a problem. So good morning to all of you, and welcome to this session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. We are late by 5 minutes. Let us start with the headlines. What are the headlines? Huge spike in cases likely in Mumbai. Central panel. Center in Maharashtra spar over infection estimates. Now here, there is one problem. There are two words. What are the two words here? One is spike. Already have got the word spike. What is the meaning of the word spike? Spike means increase. And it's a noun, huge spike. Huge spike means what? Huge increase. Spike in what? In cases likely in Mumbai, according to central panel. Center in Maharashtra spar over infection estimates. There's one important word here, spar. In this context, spar means argue. Center in Maharashtra argue over infection estimates. Now, the second headline, withered roses litter Karnataka fields. Lockdown takes fragrance out of floriculture, prompting farmers to destroy their plants. There are three words you can learn. First one is withered. Wither means to get dried up. Usually it goes with plants. Withered roses, dried roses, litter Karnataka fields. Litter has got two different meanings. One meaning, in this context, litter means rubbish of waste material, papers, cans, bottles. In this context, dry roses, dry petals. And litter, the second meaning, the young ones of an animal. An animal gives birth to 5 or 6 young ones. All of them together, we use the word litter, a different meaning altogether. Lockdown takes fragrance out of floriculture, prompting farmers to destroy their plants. Means what? Fragrance, nice, sweet smell. That is a familiar word, should not be a problem. CBDT sticks with, there's one phrasal verb, stick with. Generally we say stick to. CBDT sticks with budget tax target. Letter sent to IT officials last week reiterates personal income tax, corporation tax goals. There are two expressions you have to learn. Generally, the verb stick, it takes a preposition to. But here, a new combination that you have to keep in mind. CBDT sticks with budget tax target. Letter sent to IT officials last week reiterates. That's an important word. Reiterate means to say something repeatedly. Reiterate something, say something repeatedly, again and again. Evacuation of people from the US not possible right now. Government says representation can be made in specific cases. There's one word here, evacuation. The word evacuation goes with disaster management. Whenever there's a natural disaster, whenever there's a catastrophe, people are evacuated. Imagine floods in a particular city, then people are evacuated. Means what? Moved from that particular place. Or you take a coastal city, some problem, tsunami or something of that kind, then people of that region are shifted to a safe place. Then we use the word evacuated. Evacuation, noun form. The next headline says, why are oil prices in negative terrain? Why are oil prices in negative terrain? There's one important word, terrain. It goes with the subject of geography and also geology. Terrain means an area with specific features. Here the combination negative terrain, generally the typical combination rough terrain, rough surface. And sellers have to pay buyers. Usually it is the other way. Buyers have to pay the sellers, but sellers have to pay buyers to get rid of their crude. Here crude oil. And always remember, get rid of, it is not double F, it is single F. Get rid of their crude. Crude means what? Not refined. An unprecedented situation. Already have got the word unprecedented. Never seen before. Bustard tribes keep virus at bay. This is an idiomatic expression. What is the meaning of keep something at bay or keep someone at bay? Means under control, under check. Bustard tribes, tribal people, keep virus at bay to keep something under control. Villagers have set up their own checkposts and are quarantining outsiders, set up to start or to establish. their own checkposts, and are quarantining outsiders. Trump to suspend immigration to US. There's one word here, immigration. Usually, students get confused between emigration and immigration. Emigration, a person goes from one country to another country. That is known as emigration. Emigrate, to go out, move out from one country to another country. Here, immigration. Someone comes from outside to this country. Then we use the word immigration. So Trump to suspend immigration to US. Outsiders coming to the US, it has been suspended. The last headline says, Rupee slips as investors flock to safe havens. Flock. Usually the word flock goes with birds. There is a saying in English, what is it? Birds of same feathers flock together. Rupee slips as investors flock to, rush to, safe havens. Safe haven. Haven means a place of refuge or place of safety. That's an important word. So these are the words and expressions you can learn from today's headlines. Now what is there to learn from effective English? There are 5 phrasal verbs: bring up, cheer up, chip in, come apart, cut back on. And 5 idioms. It's all Greek. Generally we say it is like Greek and Latin, but this also means more or less the same. It is all Greek. Mince words, an important one. Words fail. Eat one's words, not literally, practically not possible. Plain English. Now, what is there to learn from the editorial page? Today's short editorials on the left, non-essentials can wait. We are going to spend time on this editorial. And future shock related to oil prices. And the main editorial, the key strategy is fiscal empowerment of states, financial empowerment of states. And one more article, the fragile ceasefire in Syria's Idlib war. That's a place in Syria. And fragile means what? Delicate. That's an important word. Ceasefire, stopping the fire for some time, ceasefire. So fragile is an important word. You come across that quite often. Besides these, what are the words you can learn from today's editorial? The first one, flip-flop. The editorial starts with this expression. Flip-flop means change the decision, reverse the decision. You take a decision and you go back on your decision, you try to change the decision, then we use the expression flip-flop. Arbitrary, you have got this many a time. Arbitrary, not based on any reason, random, based on whims and fancies. Out of the woods, this is an idiomatic expression. It means out of danger. Hardship, already have got suffering. Counsel, counsel has got many meanings. One meaning advice, another meaning a lawyer or a barrister. Prevail has many meanings. One of the meanings to exist, another meaning to win or to triumph. And stringent, you have got this word, means what? Very strict. Usually it goes with rules and regulations. It also goes with persons. Mandated, made something compulsory, mandatory. Rationale means a reason. You use your reason or you use some sort of justification. Then we use the word rationale. What is the rationale behind? Deemed means what? Considered. And what is a typical combination? Deemed university. Now, there's something special about today's editorial. If you ask me, sir, what is so special about this editorial? I was taken aback when I went through this editorial. This editorial, the writer has used only 13 sentences. Don't consider the headlines. 13, 1, 3. And you come across lengthy sentences. Many sentences are, I think, each sentence about 20 words. Pretty lengthy sentences. And the writer could convey all the ideas, the entire editorial, in 1, 3, 13 sentences. That is really surprising. Why I'm telling this, why I want to highlight this, nowadays in the exam, they have been giving, off late they have been giving lengthy sentences. So whenever you come across an editorial that has lengthy sentences, it is an opportunity for you to look at the sentences very carefully and try to analyze the phrases, identify the phrases, clauses, all these things. Now let us see how the editorial goes. Non-essentials can wait. This editorial is all about the change in the decision taken by the center. Initially, the center decided to allow non-essential items also to be moved or to be delivered. But later, it changed its decision Now, non-essential items cannot be delivered. They have been banned. Based on that, this editorial has been written. Non-essentials can wait. What is the reason for the change in decision? One of the reasons, human lives are more important, prioritizing human lives rather than livelihoods. Always the same debate. Non-essentials can wait. While the flip-flop on e-commerce seems arbitrary, caution is best during a pandemic. Flip-flop, change in decision. Regarding what? On e-commerce seems arbitrary. While the flip-flop on e-commerce seems arbitrary, there are two words, flip-flop, change in decision, and taking a U-turn. Arbitrary, not based on rationale, or also you could use the word random. While the flip-flop on e-commerce seems arbitrary, a little negative, caution is best during a pandemic. It can be justified. What is the reason? Caution is best during a pandemic. There is a saying in English, what is it? Prevention is better than cure. So if you look at that from that particular perspective, it can be justified. Now, look at the sentences. Here you see so many words, but all these ideas have been conveyed in two sentences. The center's last-minute reversal of its decision to allow e-commerce companies to resume deliveries of non-essential items as part of an easing of the lockdown curbs is welcome, given that India is still not out of the woods in its pandemic fight. Such a lengthy sentence. The center's last-minute reversal of its decision. What is that decision? To allow e-commerce companies to resume deliveries of non-essential items as part of an easing of the lockdown curbs is welcome. Reversal is welcome. A bit difficult to understand. A lengthy sentence, not easy. The center's last-minute reversal of its decision is welcome. But decision what? To allow e-commerce companies to resume deliveries of non-essential items as part of an easing of the lockdown curbs. All these add information to the basic idea. Reversal of a decision is welcome, given that India is still not out of the woods in its pandemic fight. Why is it a good decision? Reversal of its decision. Why is it good? Why should we welcome that decision? The editorial says, tries to justify, because India is still not out of the woods in its pandemic fight. Not out of the woods. Out of the woods means what? Out of danger. Not out of the woods, not out of danger. Still, the threat looms large. Now, the next one also pretty lengthy. On Sunday, the Home Ministry directed states to ensure that the movement of vehicles used by e-commerce operators for transporting non-essentials be excluded from the list of additional activities that would be allowed from April 20th to mitigate public hardship. This word already have got. Mitigate means what? To reduce. Again, this is a lengthy sentence. On Sunday, the Home Ministry directed states, directed to do what? To ensure that the movement of vehicles used by e-commerce operators for transporting non-essentials be excluded. They should be excluded. They should not be included. From the list of, exclude from what? From the list of additional activities that would be allowed from April 20th to mitigate public hardship, to mitigate public suffering. Already have got the word hardship, means what? Suffering. So two lengthy sentences. While the ministry gave no reason for its U-turn, it would appear wiser counsel prevailed after some opposition parties and the retail trade had raised the issue of a lack of level playing field for brick and mortar retailers. You got this expression yesterday, brick and mortar, traditional or conventional business operation, not being online, not using internet, brick and mortar business. While the ministry gave no reason for its U-turn. What is the meaning of the expression U-turn? You say something and you try to do something opposite. Or you take a decision, you go back on your decision. And it's quite opposite, contrary to what you have said or you wanted to do. Take a U-turn. While the ministry gave no reason for its U-turn, it would appear wiser counsel. Counsel, one of the meanings, advice, prevailed, existed. After some opposition parties and the retail trade had raised the issue of a lack of level playing field for brick and mortar retailers. Now, what does it mean? Level playing field, that's an important expression, means what? The game should be between or among equals. then it is called level playing. You allow e-commerce entities or e-commerce businesses to operate, then the brick and mortar retailers, they get badly affected. That's what it means. The field should be a level playing field. It is like this. We conduct a race for those who are normal, that is level playing field in a way, but we conduct a race between a normal person and a physically handicapped person. Then we don't call it, because the normal person has undue advantage. Here, e-commerce companies, they will have undue advantage, so they wanted to object that particular thing. While the ministry gave no reason for its U-turn, it would appear wiser counsel prevailed after some opposition parties and the retail trade had raised, this is in past perfect, the issue of a lack of level playing field for brick and mortar retailers. Though it is true that the online purchase of a product and its doorstep delivery by an e-commerce firm minimizes human interaction to a negligible level, unlike a purchase in a store, the fact that the lockdown is aimed at restricting movement to the barest minimum in order to break the chain of transmission necessitates limiting exemptions. Even the exemption should be limited. That's what it talks about. But such a lengthy sentence, it looks like a paragraph. Also, though it is true that the online purchase of a product and its doorstep delivery by an e-commerce firm minimizes human interaction, obviously, to a negligible level, unlike a purchase in a store. The fact that the lockdown is aimed at restricting movement to the barest minimum in order to break the chain of transmission necessitates limiting exemptions. We have to limit the exemptions. And with non-essential items ranging from apparel to books to electronics and home appliances constituting the bulk of the listings on e-commerce sites, every additional product category would involve that many more people getting activated along the supply chain from a producer or supplier to the transport operators and additional delivery persons. Though it is e-commerce, though it is online, so many people are involved. Different products, different people are involved. Again, who else is involved? More people getting activated along the supply chain. One is a producer, the other one is, please excuse me. The other one is, I'm sorry about that, a producer, supplier, transport operators, and additional delivery persons. To be sure, given the immense economic cost associated with the shutdown, especially to individual livelihoods, it would seem a reasonable argument that as many sectors and jobs that can be allowed to reopen with stringent safeguards mandated ought to be permitted to do so in a phased manner. Again, a lengthy sentence. To be sure, given the immense economic costs associated with the shutdown, especially to individual livelihoods, it would seem a reasonable argument. What would seem a reasonable argument? That as many sectors and jobs that can be allowed to reopen with stringent safeguards mandated ought to be permitted to do so in a phased manner. We cannot do everything all of a sudden. We have to do certain things in a phased manner. That's what it talks about. Clearly, that was the underlying rationale behind the centre's April 15 missive. This is only a short sentence. For a change, the writer has used a simple sentence. Clearly, that was the underlying rationale. That was, past tense, the underlying rationale, the basis of something. Rationale, an important word. The reason behind, the reason for justification, and thinking behind, rationale behind the centre's April 15 missive. You got this word yesterday. Means what? A long official letter. Among the sectors that can resume are agricultural and horticultural activities, banking, cargo transportation, construction, and manufacturing of specified goods, including packaging material. Interestingly, while self-employed tradesmen such as electricians, plumbers, and carpenters have been allowed to resume work, they would be unable to ply their trades, give the services, if their customers are unable to furnish the relevant material at the work site because the shops and e-commerce firms selling these non-essential goods are yet to resume operations. Again, a very lengthy sentence, not easy to comprehend. Do remember, whenever you come across a lengthy sentence, first reading you may not be able to understand. Nothing wrong, no need to worry. Read twice or thrice and try to identify the subject, the verb, the object, and the related phrases and clauses. We are running out of time because I've started a little late. So the next one, lost here, though, is the very definition of what ought to be deemed essential. Lost here, though, is not a regular pattern. The very definition of what ought to be deemed essential. What should be considered essential. So how does the editorial end? Is a packet of essential cheese slices more vital than a non-essential laptop for a person working from home or attending online classes? Vital, important. So what is important? Is a packet of essential cheese slices more vital than a non-essential laptop for a person working from home or attending online classes? For a person working from home or a person attending online classes, what is more important? What is more vital? Obviously a laptop, not cheese slices. Also, as the lockdown extends to over a month, what might have been non-essential initially might turn essential later. Obviously, 1 month time, initially something not essential, now it may become essential. Still, protecting lives must ultimately be prioritized over allowing commercial activity, even when the line between essential and non-essential purchases remains a blur. Now we cannot be damn sure about what is essential, what is not essential. The line between essential and non-essential purchases remain a blur. Blur means what? Not clear. So in this context, what is more important? Ultimately, what is important? Ultimately be prioritized. What should be prioritized? Lives, protecting lives must ultimately be prioritized over allowing commercial activity, even when the line between essential and non-essential purchases remains a blur. So that's all about today's editorial. What can you learn from this editorial? The words, vocabulary. Flip-flop, an important word. Change a plan or opinion. Arbitrary, random, without any rationale or without any justification. Not out of the woods, still having difficulties or problems. Hardship. Another meaning of hardship, privation. Privation means lack of essential products. Counsel, advice, and prevailed, triumphed. Already have got this word. Stringent, strict, mandated, ordered, rationale, a reason or reasons, deemed, considered, vital, essential, blur, not clear or unclear. What is the word of the day? Prevail. Prevail, a verb. Prove more powerful or superior. Persuade someone to do something. To get control or influence. To be common among a group of people or area at a particular time. Something prevails. Word forms, prevail, verb, prevailed, adjective, and prevalence is a noun form. Do remember, what is a noun form? Prevalence. Word combinations, common sense will prevail, logic will prevail, prevail over. What is a preposition? Prevail over someone or something. Still prevails, something still prevails, exists. Synonyms, win, succeed, triumph. An example, the attitude still prevails among the middle class. The attitude is still there among the middle class. What to recollect, grammar point of view. Ought to be permitted to do so in a phased manner. Ought to, that's a helping verb. Should and ought to, same functions. What are the functions of should or ought to? They are used to advise or suggest someone. Advise or suggest someone. Old English, ought to, formal English, and should, informal English. But in Western countries, this expression ought to has become outdated. Now, formal or informal, we use should. Ought to, rather outdated. That was the underlying rationale. Here, underlying is an adjective, rationale, noun. Among the sectors that can resume, there is a helping verb that can resume. And I can do this, she can do that, that can resume. It talks about a possibility as well as ability. Plumbers and carpenters have been allowed to resume work. This is in present perfect passive voice. They have been allowed. Firms selling these non-essential goods are yet to resume operations. This is an important pattern. When we use the word yet, single sentence, and it in negative expression, negative sentence, or negative interrogative, the word yet should be at the end of the sentence. The train hasn't come yet. End of the sentence. Haven't you posted the letter yet? Negative interrogative. End of the sentence. But there is another pattern where we say, if someone asks the question, has the train come? We say, yet to come. Same pattern, yet to resume operations, or yet to resume operations. Lost here, though, is the very definition. Lost here is a very definition, but contrasting word. Lost here, though, is a very definition, not the regular pattern. You have to look at these patterns a little carefully. What might have been non-essential initially might turn essential later. Might have been. This goes with helping verbs, lengthy ones. And what is the use of might have plus verb past participle? It is used to express a past possibility, which is a guess. Past possibility, which is a guess. Now, comprehension point of view, what is there to learn? What is this editorial about? Change of decision when it comes to allowing transportation of delivery of non-essential items. What ought to be permitted in a phased manner? Please, I'm not going to give the answers because we have started a little late behind the schedule. What would be unable? What would be unable to ply? Who would be unable to ply their trades and why? Who would be unable to ply their trades, give their services, and why? What remains a blur? What seems arbitrary according to the writer? So these are the questions you have to, possible questions. Now have a look at these words, identify the part of speech and write the meanings. Rajshekhar, please don't use expressions like a V1, V2, V3. I have already said that is not the right approach. Use specific words like basic form or infinitive, present, past, past participle. Yes, different helping verbs could have different function, should have different function, might have different function, all different functions. If you attend the session related to helping verbs, then you understand the functions of all these helping verbs, the lengthy ones. For God's sake, don't use V1, V2, V3. That is absolutely wrong approach. Use specific expressions, verb, past participle. Now, what is the answer flip-flop? I think a lot of students have responded. First word answer is which part of speech? It is a flip-flop, reverse, changing your decision. Change. It could be a verb. Flip-flopped, it's a regular verb. And what is the meaning? Change a plan or opinion. G is the answer. Please go to the next one. Second, arbitrary decision, arbitrary behavior, arbitrary policies. So obviously it has to be adjective. And what is the meaning of that? Second one, D. What is D? Random, absolutely right. Another meaning, arbitrary, means what? Not based on reason, not based on justification. Please go to the next one. Third, not out of the woods. That is an idiomatic expression, not a noun. Please write idiom. And what is the answer? Still having difficulties. J is the answer. Idiomatic expression, answer is J. Not, negative expression, not out of the woods. Still having difficulties, not out of danger. That's right. I see a lot of students responding. Please go to the fourth one. Hardship. You have got this word many a time. What is the meaning of hardship? Yes. Hardship, it's a noun, obviously. Hardships, plural form. What is a meaning? Here I have given another meaning. Very good. Answer is the fifth, F is the answer. Privation. Privation means what? Lack of essential products. Something like to survive. Lack of essential products to survive. That is important. Privation. Fifth one, counsel. It is a noun. It could be a verb as well. Noun as well as a verb. And what is the meaning of that? Here, A is the answer. You got flip-flop, you got arbitrary, and still having difficulties over. Please go to the sixth one, prevailed. Obviously, it is a verb, prevailed. It is a regular verb. And what is the meaning of that? Yes, I is the answer. Triumphed. Absolutely right. Now I see a lot of students have responded. The seventh one, stringent. This goes with rules and regulations, and part of speech, obviously, adjective. What is the answer? B is the answer. Perfect. Strict. Stringent rules and regulations, stringent policy, stringent procedure. These are the typical combinations. Please go to the next one, mandated. You should recollect the word mandatory. Mandated, mandatory. Here, mandated is in what is the part of speech? It is adjective. Mandated, then you have to use a noun. Actually, it is a verb, beyond any doubt. Mandate, it is a verb. But any verb, the past participle, we can use as an adjective. So what is the meaning of that? Eighth one. E is the answer. Ordered, mandated, ordered. Stringent methods, that is also right. Rationale, that's a good word, important word. What is the meaning of rationale? And part of speech, noun. Rationale, part of speech, noun. Yes. Reason or reasons. C is the answer. Deemed. Deem is a verb, but deemed university, typical combination, then it is used as an adjective. But you could also write a verb. Deem means what? Consider. Deemed university, typical combination. ADVICE, that is a noun. ADVISE, that is a verb. So that difference you have to know and you have to remember. That's all regarding the words and meanings along with parts of speech. Now spot the errors. 2 or 3 are rather difficult, not that easy. So read the sentences very carefully. And 1 or 2 are rather easy, but exam point of view, important. Yes, usually it goes with the rules and regulations. Strict person, stringent person. Stringent person, rare, very rare. Usually the expression stringent rules, a typical combination. The word strict goes with a person. It goes with the rules and persons. Strict person, strict rules. Deemed coaching institute for banking. Deemed the best coaching institute, that would be better. Good, I appreciate. If you make sentences spontaneously, that is highly appreciable. Please try to spot the error. This is rather easy. And a sentence like this, there's a reason behind for bringing a sentence like this. In the exam, imagine they divide this sentence, first part, second part, and at random I'm doing 5 parts. When you read this part, the first part, beside addressing, immediately you should know there is an error here. It is not beside, it is besides. After that, you don't have to read the remaining part of the sentence. You should save your time. So beside is not correct, it should be besides. What is the meaning of besides? Besides means what? In addition to. Beside means next to. In this context, in addition to addressing the immediate distress, suffering. This is an easy one. Go to the next one. Next one is also rather easy, should not be a problem. Excuse me. Second one, a lot of students have responded. In the US, despite egregious, this is an important word. Egregious means shocking, one meaning, and outstandingly bad, something very bad, shockingly bad, egregious. Do remember an important word. In the US, despite egregious failures and missteps, science and informatics, 2 things, then we cannot say has, it should be have. Have been, not has been. Yes, Qasim, that's right. Something very bad, shockingly bad, extremely bad, outstandingly bad. Corona is egregious. Okay. Go to the next one, a lengthy sentence. Read the sentence carefully. At this stage, your aim should be to get all the 5 correct. That is important. Always raise your standards. Initially 2 or 3, then 3 or 4. Now at this stage, almost more than 1.5 months, 2 months, almost 2 months, you should get all the 5 correct. Egregious pandemic, okay? Stranded people in the US. Nothing wrong with stranded people from the United States at this stage. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of students have got it right. Here, this is informed. It is like the reporting verb said. The government on Tuesday informed the Supreme Court. Informed, the reporting verb is in past. Then here we cannot use is. It should be was. The government on Tuesday informed the Supreme Court that it was not possible, not it is not, it was not possible to evacuate stranded people from the United States at this stage of the COVID-19 pandemic. It is not correct, it was. Reported speech, do remember. Now go to today I have brought 6 sentences related to spot the errors. All the 6, if you get right, you're ready for the exam. You can take the exam tomorrow itself. Sentence number 4, where is the error? This is an important one. Yes, that's right, Rajshekhar. Please go to sentence number 4. Thank you very much, Jagannath. Please go to sentence number 4. There is an error. I see 4 or 5 students have got it right. Yamuna has got it right. And Pratyusha, I suppose. And Sai Shri. Yes. Here, I have told you many a time, whenever you see the word if, you have to become alert. What is the reason? The word if is used in English to express a condition. The moment you see the word if, you have to think of conditional sentences. If they are found to be not up to the mark, replacements would be sought. Here, if, after that you see a clause that is called if clause, and after that you see one more clause that is called the main clause. What is it called? Main clause. Never touch the main clause. Would be sought. Here the verb is would. If it is in will, then future tense. If clause, we have to use present. But here would, then if clause, we have to use past tense. So where is the error? The are is not correct. It should be they were. If they were found to be not up to the mark, replacements would be sought from the manufacturers, ICMR spokesperson said. And you have to make a note, this is known as hypothetical conditional. Which conditional is this? Hypothetical, HY, hypothetical conditional. What is the sentence pattern that goes with hypothetical conditional? Main clause we use would, and if clause we use past tense. So are is not correct, it should be were. This is an important one. I don't know how many of you have got it right, but I appreciate those students. Please go to sentence number 5. This is again very important. If you get this right, I'll be very happy. A lot of students cannot get this right. I'm damn sure about that. Sentence number 5. There's one word which will, based on that word, you can get the correct or spot the error. Yes, Jagannath, hypothetical conditional. Perfect. This is really, when I have changed the sentence. This is not the sentence in the newspaper. I have modified, and there is an error. The sentence is not correct. When I teach, when I take regular classes, yes, someone has got it right. Who is this? Satish. Very good. I appreciate that. Let me wait for others to respond. One more. I think Vamsi Krishna has got it right. Been, you don't have to use the word been here. You're almost there. Only one student has got it right. Please, when you read a sentence, especially a lengthy sentence, you have to respect every word. Then you will be able to spot the error. The number of COVID-19 cases in Mumbai will touch. Their number always takes a singular verb. Will touch an estimated 42,604 by April 30th. The clue for you, one word, one preposition, which one? By April 30th, and spiral to 6,56,407 by May 15. By April 30th, today what is the date? 22nd. April 30th, time in future. And May 15th, time in future. By a given time in future, I repeat, by a given time in future, if some action will be over or it will be completed, some action will be completed or over by a given time in future, then we have to use future perfect tense. So here, by April, by May 15, you cannot use future tense, you have to use future perfect tense. So what is wrong? Will touch is not correct. Will have touched. Will have touched and will have spiraled. Even this you have to change. Will have touched, will have spiraled. And I'm not surprised, one student has got it right, but this is an important one. By April, by May, will have touched, will have spiraled. Same verbs, we don't have to repeat. So will have touched and will have spiraled, understood, spiraled. Very good, that student who has got it right. Please go to sentence number 6. Others, nothing to worry. Sometimes you do come across tough questions, and you should be happy you got a chance to attempt a tough question. The last one is rather easy, should not be a problem. This is rather difficult. If you get this right, that will be wonderful. Spiraled, double L, spiraled, spiraling, increasing continuously. Now please go to the last one, rather difficult. Again, not easy. If you get this right, nothing like that. Highly appreciable, highly admirable. Nothing wrong with have. That is right. Perhaps you guys are busy reading that sentence. Because, no, nothing wrong with that. No. Have, nothing wrong, already have said. This question is based on a standard expression, combination or collocation, important one. Nothing wrong with this. No one has got it right. I am not surprised. Had someone got it right, I would have been surprised. Here it is not wrecked. It is wreaked. What is it? Wreaked. What is the spelling? Wreak. WREAKED. Wreak havoc. Wreak havoc means cause heavy damage. It is not wreck. The word wreck goes with ships. Damaged ship, shipwreck, wreckage, parts of a ship. Wreck is different, wreak is different. The spelling is different, so is the pronunciation. Here it is not wrecked, it is wreaked havoc. An important expression you got to remember. They have given in a few exams. Not easy. Wreaked havoc. Please remember, a combination, collocation, wreak havoc. I'm not surprised. Not an easy one. Who has got all the 6 correct? I'm rather curious. If someone says, sir, I've got all the 6 correct, highly appreciable. Today is your day. I will say that. Please have a look at the next one. Close test. I know it is tough. It is not at all easy. You have to deal with easy questions and tough questions. Only then you are ready for the exam. Always easy, monotonous. Always tough, daunting. You get scared. And here and there, easy ones, here and there, tough ones. Every day is not Sunday. That's right, Smart Puna and Rajeshri. You guys have got certain standard expressions. Please have a look at this close test. Some important words are here. Effective words. Revive, important. Distress, important. And stressed, easy word. Rehabilitation, important word. Inflict, important word. Midst, important word. Disruption, important. 1-7. The scale of disruption caused by the COVID-19. Perfect. We'll do it fast. The scale of disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic has never been seen before. Even as we are in the 1-7, yes, disruption over. Second, 6. Even as we are in the midst of, in the middle of, that is also right. 4 is not correct, it is 6th. Midst, in the middle of. The second phase of the national lockdown, there is no clarity on the time it will take to come out of the crisis, the extent of damage it will. The extent of damage it will. 2-3, no. Yes, it will inflict. What is it? It will inflict, cause pain, cause damage. If you have got it right, I appreciate Yashwant. Someone, and also Nayak has got it right. Others are trying. But have a look at the context. That is very important. And the cost of relief and what? Rehabilitation required. At a time when governments, both at the center and in the states, are fiscally what? Stressed out. Answer is the third one. The pandemic has forced them to undertake the huge expenditures to save lives, livelihoods, and reduce distresses, used in the plural form. And even more, to create a stimulus to revive the economy. I appreciate those students who could make out within no time. I think 2 of them, they could make out the answers in the reverse order. But don't take it for granted. Never take it for granted. When it comes to objective type exams, never take anything for granted and don't go for generalization. Here, you must have seen 3 options, 7, 6, 5. And based on that, you cannot decide 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to look at the sentence, you have to look at the context, and based on that, you have to. That is good, Panishri. All the 7 correct, and one more, Bukya Yakub. That is also good. But do remember, never take anything for granted. And a context like this, so many words to recollect or to consolidate: revive, distress, rehabilitation, inflict, midst, disruption. Now have a look at this parajumble. How many parts are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 parts. A little challenging. I don't say it is an easy one, rather challenging, because 6 parts, you got to be a little careful. All the 7 good: Snehita, be happy, Madhavi, and Sri Krishna 6, that's also good. Deemahita 7, good. Bhavana also 7, good. Please have a look at parajumble. Only one student has responded, now others. A few students have said B. No, B is not the first sentence. One is not B. Oh, surprising, a lot of students say B. That is not right. One is not B. First sentence is not B, not A. No one has got it right. Very surprising. And what surprises me, a lot of students say B is the first one. Not at all. Now I see Maunika has got it right, and one more student, I could not see the name. E is the first one. What is the first sentence here? Humans to blame for pandemic. Actual sentence, humans are to be blamed. Humans are to blame for pandemic. Answer, the first sentence is E. Now, second one should not be a problem, second and third. What is the second one? Second one is A. Humans to blame for pandemic. Whether it came from a bat or a pangolin is not certain. But one thing is, the coronavirus outbreak comes from the animal world. I hope it's a comma, not a full stop. Animal world. Now what is the third one? Third one should not be a problem. Don't consider the punctuation. 3B, no, not correct. Need not be. Always you don't have to use whether or. Whether or one pattern. We can use the word whether without or also. Now the next one is, F is the third sentence. Humans to blame for pandemic. Whether it came from a bat or a pangolin is not certain, but one thing is, the coronavirus outbreak comes from the animal world. It is human activity that enabled the virus to jump to people. Animal world, then it is human activity that enabled the virus to jump to people. Jump from where? From the animal world. So the third one is F. And continuation of that, fourth one should not be a problem. C is correct, yes. And specialists are warning that if nothing changes, many other pandemics of this nature will follow. So what is the next one? Now the last two should not be a problem. What is the fifth one? No. Fourth one is, here 4 is already over. What is the fifth one? P is the fifth one. The name given to diseases transmitted from animals to humans is zoonosis. Zoonosis, based on the Greek words for animal and sickness. So obviously this is the last one. What is the last one? So what is the correct order? EA, one idea, FC, one idea, and BD, one idea. EA, what do they talk about? Humans are to blame for pandemic. Whether it came from a bat or a pangolin is not certain, but one thing is certain. What is it? The coronavirus outbreak comes from the animal world. Why does it come from the animal world? Who is responsible? It is human activity that enabled the virus to jump to people from the animal world, and specialists are warning that if nothing changes, many other pandemics of this nature will follow. Then the last two sentences talk about the name given to diseases transmitted from animals to humans is zoonosis, and based on what? Based on Greek words for animal and sickness. Not that easy, perhaps. Now go to word map. Stringent, that's an easy word. Strict, easy word. Hard and fast rules. Idiomatic expression means no hard and fast rules. Means what? No strict rules. Draconian rules, very important word. Precise, easy. Rigorous, important. Inflexible, easy. You have to learn stringent, rather easy. But hard and fast rules, idiomatic expression, worth remembering. And draconian rules, very important. And rigorous, very strict. Last but one exercise, bring up phrasal verbs. Bring up, cheer up, chip in, come apart, cut back on. Some of these are rather easy. It is controversial, smart Purna. It is controversial. Some people say it has been created in a particular laboratory in Wuhan city, and some people say it has been transmitted from animals, especially from bats. There is no authentic information. All these are theories. All these are theories. And the Nobel laureate who says this, it has been created in one lab, that person, he himself is a controversial figure. So we can't consider his statement or his words. We have to wait with the fingers crossed to find out the exact reason for this virus. So bring up, rather easy one, to raise a child or a young animal. Answer 4. And cheer up. Cheer up means what? A positive expression. Fifth one, become happier. If someone looks sad, what do you say? Come on, cheer up. Means be happy. You should change your mindset. Chip in, rather difficult. What is the third one? Chip in. Help someone or something. Answer the first one. Chip in means to help someone or something. Come apart. Fall apart already have got. Come apart also has the same meaning. So come apart means what? Things get separated. They fall apart. Answer the second one. Cut back on. This is an important one. It goes with cigarettes, bad habits, especially cigarettes or tea. Not in the real sense. Cut back on means what? To consume less or use less. Answer is. So bring up, answer, fourth option. Cheer up, the fifth option. Chip in, the first one. Come apart, the second one. And cut back on. What is the answer? To consume less or use less. What are the examples? My grandparents brought me up after my parents died. A standard expression, I was born and brought up in so-and-so place. Brought up, someone takes care of you till you grow. She cheered up when she heard the good news. She felt very happy when she heard the good news. If everyone chips in, we can get the kitchen painted by noon. Everyone gives a helping hand, we can get the kitchen painted by noon. The top and bottom come apart if you pull hard enough. They get separated if you pull hard enough. My doctor wants me to cut back on sweets and fatty foods. My doctor wants me to cut back on cigarettes, on tea, on something. So it goes with everyday English. The last exercise, idioms. Have a look at these idioms. Try to respond immediately. We don't have a lot of time. It's all Greek. Do remember, we also say it's all Greek and Latin. Mince words, words fail, eat one's words, plain English. Go to. Oh, Rajshekhar, all the 5 correct for the first time. Good. Be happy. Today is your day. A, it's all Greek. Something that is not understandable. Yes, that's absolutely right. Oh, thank you very much, Rajshekhar. I cheer up when I attend the session, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that example. Mince words. This is an important one. But usually it takes a negative connotation. We say, don't mince words. We say, don't mince words. So what is the answer? Second one. Expression that means, not that one. To speak vaguely or indirectly. Third option. And what is words fail? Cannot find words to express one's thoughts. Yes, that is second one. Eat one's words. This is also an important one. C, second option. No, C is what? Words fail. Cannot find words to express one's thoughts. D is what? Eat one's words. Admit that one was not right about something. Perfect. What is the last one? Plain English. Expression that means in clear, simple language. First one. So, has anyone got all the 5 correct? Look at the examples. What the manager says is all Greek to me. Means what the manager says I cannot understand. Don't mince words when it comes to expressing your views. Don't be vague when it comes to expressing your ideas. Whenever he goes onto the stage, words fail him. He doesn't get words to express his views. He had to eat his words when he came to know that he was wrong. And what is the last one? He always prefers using plain English. Simple, easy to understand. That's all for today. And there was a technical problem. Because of that, we lost about 5 precious minutes. Sorry about that. Have a nice day. I will see you tomorrow with another editorial to enrich your language proficiency. Thank you very much. And one more thing, yesterday, PDF you will be getting in 10 or 15 minutes. Don't worry about that. Yesterday also I said the same thing. After the session, within 10 minutes you will get the PDF. But video unlock, a lot of students requested. There was a technical problem. Today I hope that will not be there. So wait for some time. And PDF you can see the description part, go to the description part. There you see the link. Then you can download PDF, but you have to wait for 10 minutes. Please wait for 10 minutes.